I'm live. Hello, good morning, everyone from the Pacific Northwest. I hope that you can hear me okay. And so I'm calling this talk the evolutionary edge between Sirius solar flares and January's energetic shifts. We're in for a ride. It's kind of the same ride we've been on. I think we're getting a little better. I'd like to think I'm getting a little better navigating it all. And so it's kind of messy, but evolutionary coming up in January. So, have you ever felt like life's been a little bit messy lately? So, hold on tight because January's energy is going to get even messier. But before you shift to another video, I'm going to unravel it all and hopefully make it not sound so messy. But here's the good news, because it's going to be messy, but you don't have to get messy with it, right? You've got options. In fact, on the other side of all this chaos lies something incredible, and that is evolution. So let's explore how to ride the waves together with grace and purpose. So I want to acknowledge our international community that's popping on today live. I'm so excited to see some of you. Some of you? Oh my goodness. Yep. This is exactly what's going on. Okay. I'm really excited to see all of you. And so if you are new to the live, go ahead and pop on. Every time somebody comes on live, they get super excited. I'm super excited that you're here as well. So we've got Virginia Beach. Hello, Renee and Kira from Virginia Beach. Fairmont. Hello, Wilma. Wilma, I'm wearing your earrings today. Wilma gifted me some earrings from Alberta, and I guess these little stones you can only get in Alberta. And Wilma, I can never remember the name, so if you can post it in the link. They're supposed to be very special. They are special because Wilma gave them to me. Okay, and we have Denver. Hello. Gig Harbor, Southern Oregon, Southern Ontario, and hello, good morning, Enoch. Denmark, Norway, Iowa, again, Portland. I was in Eugene, Oregon just this past weekend. And did you know that they were all aflutter there because they had about 4 UFO sightings by commercial airlines? So it was very exciting. Good morning, Marianne from South Africa. We just talked to our friends in South Africa yesterday. The Okanagan in BC. I know, it's my favorite sweater too. So Rebecca, I have to tell you, I was going to wear something else. And I heard this loud booming voice said, do not go on camera wearing that. Go back to the closet and we'll let you know when we found something decent. And so I hadn't seen this sweater in a long time, but clearly my spirit guides found it for me. So in Spain, Massachusetts, again, lots of Norway this morning. Again, Calgary, hello. Glad you love the sweater. You would love it even more to know that I got it on a clearance rack for $10 and it fit me. Okay, and from Montreal, Catherine is saying she didn't sleep at all last night. Felt like a huge download, lots of energy coming in. You are right on the money on that one. Yvonne woke up and said, I think I was awake every hour, and I can tell you for sure, I know I was awake about 4 times. So yes, there's some big things going on. Hello from Denmark. All right, let's get started. So this is the January frequency forecast. I want to let you know that next week, the day, December 26th, I'm going to talk about the entire 2025 year. I'm super excited about that one as well. But let's get back to January. So it's going to get messy, real messy, but this does not mean that you have to get messy with it. The theme for January is, write this on a piece of paper, I do not have to win what? This argument, this debate, this political opinion. It's like, I don't have to win. So you're going to put that on Post-it notes all around. It's like, just let it go, let it go. So, you know that image of monkey to man? See, we've seen that image where they show the little chimpanzee, and then it gets more and more and more, and then it comes up to the upright man that's walking. Well, the reason why I want to introduce that image is because it's like Spirit really wants you all to know this is what's going on inside of you. You're in this evolutionary shift. And then after this evolutionary shift, maybe things will smooth out. And this isn't going to be in the next couple of years, but what's going on in your bones, in your muscles, in your DNA, your genetics, you are going through an evolutionary process. Why? Because if you were, we'll say the Neanderthal generation, of which I have a very high level of Neanderthal. If you were in that, it's like it's very earthy. You're very connected. And yes, they did prayers and they did altars and they did had traditions and they buried their dead and they did all of that. But as we've moved Pluto into Aquarius, and then this golden age that we're shifting into, and then in 2025, the end of the Kali age. So we'll get all into that later. Is this, it's like our genetics must go through this upgrade, evolutionary upgrade, to be able to handle more upgrades. All right. And so then we're still probably going to bury our dead and have traditions and pray and meditate, but we'll be able to, in years to come, be able to levitate things and shift perspectives and realities just by shifting our mindset. Do I believe all of that's going to happen? Absolutely. Why do I believe it? Because I have observed my own changes in the last 20 years, and they have been incredible. And I'm sure yours have been too. All right. So this month is bringing some intense energies in January, but we're going to explore how to stay centered and aligned through it all, which is done through grounding. But as of this recording, it is the 19th of December. So in just 2 days, I must mention this because I don't want you to miss out if you are listening to this in the next couple of days. December 21st is the blue miracle star awakening your heart to the heart of the stars and the planet Sirius leading the way. So it's really going to be, it's going to spill over into January, all this, these miracle happenings. And so I'm going to tap into my psychic abilities, and I'm going to tune into the entire group that's participating, and we're going to rock and roll this energy. It's just going to be absolutely incredible. So you can just order the recording, or you can join me live, or you can also tap into the bonus where we include the ancient ancestors that go back billions of years. So there's that a little additional. So I put the link in the box. I know some of you are slide into home base at the last minute kind of people. You're my people. So I just want to let you know that. All right. So, and then December 25th, which is after the winter solstice, really prepares you for that big leap. The blue star of Sirius will bathe us even more in miracle light. Expect miracles to continue to unfold. So the blue light codes also in January continue to infuse. They are still coming through in a big way, but it may feel like in January as if these light codes are trying to cut through thick, burdened energy mid-month. But in January, you want to just don't give up. Just don't give up on yourself. And in actuality, I think if you're here with me now, you haven't given up. So don't give up. January 25th returns the natural flow of life. So it's kind of like this really bumpy, rocky road, and then it should start to smooth out. We can hope. So the blue light continues to infuse consciousness, which is these downloads are upgrading. We're going through upgrades. Okay, I already said all that. So evolution means the physical body is actually actively going through changes. So if you think about when you're in the womb, like within just a couple of months, you go from this little, egg that's fertilized, you start going through this evolutionary, fast, rapid evolutionary process. And by the time you're 3 months old, probably earlier than that, you're like this fully formed human being. And then from that 3 months to the 9 months, the bones are getting stronger, the nervous system, the heart system, like so much happens in that 9 months while that little embryo and that little infant is being bathed in the mother's womb with lots of nutrients. So let's make this leap. Guess what's happening for you right now? We've got the planet Sirius is really bright in the sky. We've got the Orion constellation. It's almost like there's all these planets and these other planetary beings, star beings, as well as the nurturing nature of Mother Earth. It's like we're in this fast growing cycle, and you are being bathed in all the nutrients to grow quickly. However, if you don't connect with the nutrients, if you are a I can do it all myself kind of person, it's going to be a little rougher. It's when you can get to that place of surrender that it's going to get easier. And so, again, I have a free meditation on my website. Go there, click shop, free meditations. And there's meditations called Grounded Tree, but there's also the one that connects you to the earth and connects you to the cosmos. And of course, we have the winter solstice that can help you shift so that you can easier connect. So that's what you're going through. You're going through this very nurturing process, and it may not feel nurturing right now. Not if you're not connected. It's not going to feel nurturing. It's going to feel really frightening. It's going to feel out of control. But don't worry, because this meditation today is going to help us. Only those of us who have control issues. Anybody else have control issues? So if you don't have control issues, you just join us at the end anyway, and you can just add your bits to and frequencies to it. So you're in this phase of cleaning out closets in January, and you have to understand, I'm getting this information, and then it's like, oh, it's January. Of course, this makes sense. So you're cleaning out the closets in January, but really it's metaphorically clearing out closets. So your energy field, your spirit's in there, bottom up, just tossing out all that stuff to clean out those closets. But if you are literally cleaning out closets, clearing off old bookshelves, throwing out old papers, it's also helping you to clear your auric field at the same time. So again, you really want to be mindful about cleaning out at least one drawer. Anybody can commit to one drawer in January. And remember, I talked about all that supportive energy. So if your neighbor's cleaning out their drawers and their neighbors are cleaning out their drawers and their friends are cleaning out their closets, it all contributes to the whole. So even if you clean out one drawer, and you can even do it today, you don't have to wait till January. So evolution into action, physical and emotional shifts. This is not just about outer changes. Your physical body is evolving into a light body. It really needs a lot of support. And guess what? You clean out the drawers, you clean out the clutter. Guess what else you're cleaning out? Your mind. Chris, so weird. I've already been planning a massive clutter clearing the first couple of weeks in January. So do you think that you came up with that idea all your own? No, your spirit was helping. Good job, warrior girl. Started yesterday. I have to say a couple days ago I did too. So let go of mental clutter. January is the perfect time for introspection, goal setting. Don't mess around. Set those intentions. Everybody's talking about 2025. Everybody's talking about 2025. So often, so January isn't just about those hard emotions, because remember I said it's going to be messy. It's going to be messy, but you don't have to be messy with it. January isn't about just hard emotions, about finding your deep well of compassion and letting your compassion guide your relationships. And so why is this happening? Well, Leo roars like a lion with total confidence. And this is happening where Mars and Leo are doing this dance. And I think it's going to head into Cancer. Oh, that's going backwards, isn't it? So Leo roars like a lion with total confidence, but Mars is big and bold, but not while Mars is doing its little thing. And Mars is in retrograde, and it's definitely really pushing us to go deep. Powerful introspection is required. So you could just put a sign above your door. Anybody coming into my house, just know that we are doing some deep introspection. And of course, during the holidays, couldn't be timed more perfectly. So again, set those goals, really mean them, and don't mess around. The word mess is coming up a lot. Don't mess around. We often think of the worst deep emotions are the ones we're digging up, but it's not just those. In January, you're going to tap into your deep well of compassion, and then comes in what's the word for January? I don't have to win. It's all right. I can let you have this one. I don't have to win. You just say it in your mind. Just say it in your mind. I can let this go. And then refocus on your life. It's like, yep, this is not going well. That's not going well. That's really not going well. And that's not going well. But guess what? I have a big trip planned in January. It's like, bring it back to you. Bring it back to you. This is going to be your saving grace. January will push you to stop overthinking everything. So I've been initiated in the Sangoma tradition in South Africa, and I read Divining the Bones. It's just an ancient technique. And there's this little bone that's in when you throw the bones. There's this little bones. It's like, and it means whenever it shows up anywhere in the reading, it means making things more complicated than it needs to be. And so that's what we're talking about in January. Starting today, don't make things more complicated than it needs to be. And don't overthink things. And then when you catch yourself, say, okay, let's not overthink this. What do I need to do next? Let's not overthink this. So we're going to do a big meditation to let go of control. Okay. Okay. January will push you to stop overthinking, get quicker at making decisions backed up by intuitive confidence. As you release the mental complexity, making things harder than they need to be, well, guess what's going to move in? You're cleaning out that apartment. There's a vacancy here. And what's going to move in is quite lovely. It's called intuition, your sixth sense, your psychic abilities. Really, really, really big. And I'm super excited about it because I've been teaching intuitive psychic development for 25 years. And it's about time you all got on that train with me. I've been holding the seat for you for a long time. And so, but this is the part that's super exciting, is that you don't have to think about being intuitive. It's just like me getting dressed this morning and I hear this intuitive voice say, don't put on that sweater. And so intuition can be that practical, or it can be super big. So, and this is not just January. When thinking of yourself, you will begin to notice a shift towards caring for other family members again. Wow, when I felt this, it went straight to the heart when Spirit was talking to me about this. It just went like, this is big. And this is not just January. This is going to be in the next 3 years. So you don't have to find those warm fuzzies overnight for those who might have hurt or harmed you, or those that just annoy the heck out of you. So when thinking of yourself, you'll begin to notice a shift towards caring for your family members again. But remember, what's that word? I don't have to win. I can let you have this one. Your deep well of emotion will begin to make that shift easier, that deep well of compassion. Those of you who have felt numb, and you may have felt numb for a long time just to cope, suddenly in January, you're going to begin to remember who you are and who they are, and being more neutral about it. And those old conflicts, it's like, what conflict? What was that? And it's almost like you can sense into just maybe how strongly you felt then, but you just can't let yourself go there now. This is evolution. You're going through an evolutionary process. Who you were is not who you are today, and it's not who you're going to be in January, and it's not who you're going to be in the years to come. Okay. Felt numb too. Suddenly you begin to remember who they are, who you are, and the conflicts no longer have a strong meaning. And this might sound crazy, but you really need to start paying attention. It's going to be hard to jump into those old scripts. So I had an event that happened a couple of weeks ago, and boy, it really triggered some. I was just like, what? You just said what to me? Are you kidding me? You know, after all we've been through, it was one of those, like, I can't believe that just came out of their mouth. And this is the thing right now, people are triggered. They're just, it's like the landmines. It's like you're trying to look at your feet and you're like trying to tiptoe around it and not trigger people. I'm trying not to trigger people. I don't know about you, but it's not easy. So finally it was like, oh heck, just trigger everybody. Let's just all get triggered together. And so you might feel yourself get triggered. Other people might get triggered, but you just put both those feet down and you just keep moving. What direction? Forward. And but I was really angry, and I really wanted to feel compassion because I knew they were going through a hard time. But I just wanted to rush through the anger part. I wanted to rush through the anger part, and I just wanted to feel the compassion. But I soon realized my anger was a fierce warrior energy that set the flames of fire in my compassionate heart. So this is it's not separate anymore. Anger and compassion and love and fierceness or sadness or grief, like all of these can blend together to really help us be so incredibly expressive. And now let's turn this back around to those relationships. Can you imagine nurturing your relationships? We've been in this mode of it's about me. We've been in this mode, it's about me. We've all been in therapy to look at me, look at my stuff, look at my role, take responsibility for me, meditate about me. And then suddenly we're coming back up out of it. And now it's like Spirit is saying, okay, all that hard work you did, now let's start applying it to relationships in a much bigger way than you've done before. So Jules, yeah, plan for the landmines. They're there, honey. They are there. All right. So imagine nurturing relationships. It's several years of growth, but you will not miss it when it happens because it has felt absent for so long. So those nurtured relationships, and let other people nurture you. All right. Let people nurture you. So towards the end of January is another big surge of blue celestial light with the potential to kick off a few galactic events. Oh my gosh. This is when I feel like I just wish we could all be in a big room together and we could just be sitting having our coffee and our PJs and our fuzzy slippers and just talking about all this stuff and engaging conversation. It's so hard to have a one-sided one. So that's why I love your comments. All right. So, okay. So with the potential to kick off a few galactic events. So I already mentioned I was in Eugene, Oregon, and they were on it. There were other spacecraft that was witnessed by commercial airlines, and several, I think 3 commercial pilots had called it in. But what about those drones? Now, a lot of I love it. I was talking to a young man yesterday, and oh my God, I freaked him out because I'm like, what about those drones? He's like, I'm not even paying attention to that. Well, what about UFOs? Well, yeah, I guess some people believe in that. I'm like, kid, you're young. Come on, get on the way. Get on the road here. This is happening. But, and these people were shocked when I said, these drones have 8 feet wingspans. This is not just your little family drone that, you got for Christmas last year. I mean, these are big, like military drones. So anyway, I have to laugh about it because it's exciting and, it's helping to awaken us a little bit more so that we can reconsider what our belief systems are. So if we're kicking off galactic events, what does it mean? Does it mean that we're going to see more meteors in the night sky, a new planet being found, a new technology that reaches further out into the galaxies and the stars, or other galactic cultures coming to visit Earth? Again, it is like being willing to nurture relationships. Would those relationships be other cultures off planet? Question mark. For all the stars to go with this talk. All right. So the solar flares are preparing us too. Oh my God, the solar flares. All right. So there's this solar maximum. I just learned about this yesterday. I had to look it up. Cycle 25. Do you all know what cycle 25 is? So some of you are going to know what cycle 25 is, and some of you are going to be like me and we're not going to know anything about what cycle 25 is. But fortunately, Yvonne explained it to me yesterday. So cycle 25 is a cycle of enhanced solar flares. Let's just put it that way. And so with these solar flares, I'm not going to get into the whole thing because you can read about it if that kind of stuff really excites you. But January is in this range where these enormous solar flares are impacting the magnetic field of our own atmosphere here on Earth. And some days those hits from those solar flares are so incredibly large that those of you who are sensitive, it can really rock your world in a not feeling very good way. So Yvonne shared with me yesterday, I did not know that she did this, that she follows this app that talks about solar flares. And she said, I am such a sensitive empath that I need to know what's coming. And I'm like, well, then what do you do about it if you know there's this big solar flare? And she said, well, I make sure I do a few more laps in the pool than I normally do. I make sure that I eat better than normal. I make sure I throw in a little extra 30 minutes of meditation to help me manage this rocking frequency of solar flares. But we often, when I'm talking to people, they're kind of thinking about solar flares in a negative way, but Spirit wants you to know that the solar flares are supercharging our Earth. And so it's enhancing the Schumann resonance. So if anybody has a great app for the Schumann resonance, it's really increasing the magnetism and gravitational pull of the Earth. It's helping us move through this evolutionary process. So it's all helpful. It's not conspiring to make us feel bad. That's not what it's doing. It's like you're running a marathon, and those last 5 miles, you've got someone pacing you saying, come on, you can do it. You can do it. This is what's happening. It's like every muscle in your body might be burning, but like Yvonne said, eat well, sleep well, add a few little extra laps in the pool or extra meditation time. Okay. And the Earth's frequencies. I've already talked about that. We're going to have some high points in January, but we're also going to have some low points. And all of that is perfect because it's aligning all of our chakras, right? You can't just live upstairs. You gotta deal with the stuff that's in the basement as well. So in the month of January, you can experience amplified emotions, definitely increased intuition, heightened sensitivity to environmental energies, engage in grounding practices. I already told you about my free meditations and the winter solstice. If you really want to move mountains of energy, you will at least get the recording. All right. And here is my point. I was thinking about this last night. I was like, so if the news person came on with the weather report and told you that tomorrow there's going to be a dump of 2 feet of snow, what would you do? You'd go get extra gas. You'd fill up the extra gas cans. You'd make sure that your generator's working well. You'd make sure you have all the winter clothing out. You got the shovels ready. You just would prepare in a big way. But because what's happening to you right now is so invisible, it's up to you. You're the one that needs to make it a priority. You're the one that needs to make it a high level value to prepare. Because remember, I said January is going to be messy, but you don't have to be messy. That's exactly what I mean. Like Elaine says, get the snowshoes out. Exactly. So January pushes you to stop overthinking, and compassion, connection, and renewal are waiting on the other side of messiness. So please continue to share all your thoughts, all your questions, all your comments. I can't be an expert at anything. It's not possible. I'm in a human body. We can think we can be experts, but it is not possible. It's the world up there, the God of your heart. That's where all the big answers are. But I really want to say, I really appreciate when all of you add and contribute to the comments, because it starts to become like this full educational teaching for anybody who's even brand new. They start to read it and they get to hear it from different perspectives, like solar flares, for example, or Schumann resonance, for example, or astrology and all of that. So please feel comfortable in sharing. No controversial stuff to try to push buttons. We've got enough button pushing going on already. And then join the winter solstice. Okay. Have I put my plug in? Enough. I'm telling you, the plug about the winter solstice, I've done this for 24 years, and I have witnessed so many people have powerful, powerful experiences. And our attorney says, I always read all the comments. Beautiful. Yeah. And like this, somebody would say drinking bone broth can really help build the bones, support your body. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for saying that, because we really need to support our body. Okay. In this guided meditation, we're going to be letting go of control. Now, if you personally do not have any control issues, please join us anyway so that you can contribute your light to my personal healing of letting go of control, and anybody else who wants to let go of control. And you will all contribute to each other's growth. And we're going to start with emerald green with a blue chaser. So again, I just want to say, if you've never meditated before, you'll be able to do this. All right, so let's go ahead, everyone, get yourself ready. And if you have to go somewhere, you can come back and catch the meditation later. So if everyone would go ahead and close your eyes, turn within. So that means, remember, we're letting go of control. All this out there, we're just going to turn our attention away from it, and we're going to turn it inwards. Because why? Because turning inside is truly, truly the only place you have mastery over, or at least working towards it. Out here, we have no control over that, truly, especially when it involves other people. Beautiful. Now, have just a quick chat with your human body to let your human body know you're going to be letting go of some control. And for many of you, control comes out of a place of fear and protectiveness, and it's a coping mechanism to help you feel safe. So you want to talk to your body and say, hey, I know all this for you, but we're going to let go of a little bit more, and I promise you I'm going to keep you safe. So you just keep telling your body, I need you to let go of some control issues, but we're going to work on finding healthy ways to remain safe. Beautiful. You may start to feel the control start to soften. It might just start to soften. And so go ahead and give the greeting to your higher self, that beautiful soul self that is not limited by control. Your higher self exists outside the controls of the body. That's saying, you can let that go. You don't have to win this argument. You can let them have it. That would be your spirit talking. And so ask your spirit to help you to clear even more layers so that you can truly feel good about letting go. Ooh, I'm starting to feel this liquid warmth around the head and shoulders and neck. So for those of you who are sensitive enough, you may be feeling that as well. And that just means All the control is starting to soften. So let's go ahead and shift. Ask your spirit, what would be a really great grounding image for me to work with to help support me feeling safe while letting go of the need to control everything. Ask your spirit, provide me a sense of grounding, an image or a feeling that will help me to let go of my need to feel safe through control. It can be a tree, it can be a school of rainbow fish. It could be Mount Everest. It could be blue lapis. It could be bears. It could be anything. And then allow that really strong grounding image to settle around your hips and allow gravity to pull, kind of stretch, elongate your grounding all the way down to the center of the earth to connect in at the magnetic core. Now set your intention to start letting go of the need to control. Allow it to soften and drain. We're going to bring through the emerald green here in just a minute. It's going to soften and start draining down your grounding. And that you're letting go of all control that no longer serves you in this evolutionary process. So this is my caution note. If you are someone who has used control as a way to feel safe, if you strip away all that control before you've put in those safety pins, you might feel overly vulnerable. And so you might not want to feel overly vulnerable before the holidays. So just let yourself let go of as much as you can now, knowing you can always repeat this meditation later, okay? So let your spirit help you regulate how much control energy is appropriate for you, okay? And just start dumping it down your grounding. And now let's call into the room where you are this incredible emerald green. It cuts through. It's very similar to the blue, but this emerald green is about letting go of anything that interferes with your pure, authentic nature. Control is not your pure, authentic nature. Control is a safety valve. So just allow this beautiful cosmic emerald green to come through the top, into the room where you are, through the top of your aura, the top of your head, through your body. It's just going to slowly move down, dissolving control, enhancing authenticity. Remind your body of what today's date is. Even if you're listening to this replay 10 years from now, just set your intention. Today's date is, and I'm coming fully into this present moment. And then remind yourself of how old you are. Because you're not 3, you're not 16, maybe you're 16. Especially around the holidays, we can get stuck in younger ages. So just keep reminding yourself how old you are, and I don't have to win. And dump more control down your grounding. Dump it off your head. Dump it off your shoulders. Dump it off your mid-belly. Dump it out of your hips. Dump it out of your legs and feet and arms and hands. Beautiful. Now go ahead and let go of that emerald green, and we're just going to do a light rinse with the beautiful celestial blue light that's about dissolving illusions. Control is an illusion. Enhancing truth, which is who are you truly? Letting the illusions dissolve so that who you are authentically can begin to shine again. So just do a really light rinse of that beautiful celestial blue, letting it flow right down your grounding. All right, beautiful. You can repeat this meditation as often as you want. Allow yourself to come back to the space. If you'd like more time in the meditation, just pause the YouTube video so you can stay in the space that you're in. Go ahead and open your eyes, look around the room, and hopefully you feel a little less burdened. You can go ahead and pop in the comment section how you feel after letting go a little bit of control. And so Evan asked, what's the relationship between control and authenticity? So let's think about a silver tray. It's pure, it's the silver blend, and it's been sitting in a cupboard for a really long time gathering dust. It's really tarnished. It's really dull looking. Well, the tarnish, the dust, the dullness is control. So we're just going to imagine that's the control. You do this meditation, which is one way to let go of control. It's like polishing up the silver, and your authentic self is that beautiful silver set that just radiates. And when anybody walks in the room, they're just like, wow, that's a beautiful tea set. So Sally's like, I'm feeling lighter, clearer. I'm more energized. Nice. Your little dog had a healing. You're welcome. I needed this today. Wonderful. I feel different. I experience more awareness and expansive of my being. Beautiful. All right. Winter solstice event. Going, gone after today. You'll still be able to get the recording afterwards, but It'll be great. It'll be great. So go ahead and follow that link to read more. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Elaine, thank you for letting go of the 30-minute format. I never could fit in the 30-minute format anyway, Elaine. Thank you, Bridget, saying, I tend to criticize family when they make decisions and I don't agree of. So I'm going to let that go. I don't have to win. I don't have to win. You can have this. Now, I'm not saying you don't have to win everything, but there's a lot of things you don't have to win on. All right, I'm going to get another cup of coffee and enjoy reading your comments after we shut down here. I will see you the day after Christmas. And remember, a week from now, I'm going to be talking about the 2025 frequency forecast. It will definitely be going on an hour. So clear your schedule, and I shall see you then. All right, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.